Hendrix as a ghost act, pretty cool, but I've got a gear shift change to make here on you and not even put a poster down. Whoop, right back up. That's right, look at the purple stripe. Simon and Garfunkel, August 12th, An Evening with Simon and Garfunkel. Any idea who the opening act was? Well, believe it or not, at the request of Paul Simon, a big act in Southern California, but kind of unknown to the rest of the country, not totally unknown because they had the #1 record, The Doors. The Doors came out from LA and opened for Simon and Garfunkel, excuse me, at Forest Hills on this date. And the Doors as an opening act only did 4 songs, but it was really weird because Light My Fire was #1 in the country, not just in LA, #1 in the country for the preceding 3 weeks. But they opened with Break On Through, which actually was their first hit single in Los Angeles. The rest of the country didn't know. And then Backdoor Man, Light My Fire, and then The End. And they walked off at, you know, the 4-song set, just like Hendrix had done 4 songs opening for the Young Rascals. You know, it was just a terrible show. The Doors equipment didn't arrive in time, so they hooked up, they borrowed equipment. And talking to somebody who was actually there, they said it was very much the New York intellectual Simon and Garfunkel crowd who wanted, you know, soft folk rock, and there were a lot of horn-rimmed glasses and everything. And here was this very uncompromising, very different, very moody, surly lead singer of an LA act coming out and not compromising one iota, just screaming, you know, the lyrics to the end and all this stuff. And somebody I know was there said you could hear a pin drop between songs. I mean, a little smattering of polite applause, but oh boy, was Morrison bummed out, and he really learned a lesson that day. And Ray Manzarek, in fact, the Doors keyboard player, has referred to it as the worst Doors show ever. Oh, so that's a shame, but you know, as far as a concert collectible, if you're a Doors fan and a collector, it's just really wild to see that this poster has both Jimi Hendrix and the Doors as ghost acts, when in fact they're probably you know, more collectible than anybody that is listed on the poster. So that's really just kind of a wild, fun thing for this marquee poster from Forest Hills. And it's interesting how Forest Hills audiences are really like sort of nasty and stuff. Remember when Dylan went electric in '65 after Newport, his first gig was Forest Hills, and they gave him what for? You know, those folky fans didn't want to hear those guitars plugged in, and then they give Jimmy what for, opening for the Monkees, and they give the Doors, I won't say it a third time, they gave the Doors Silence in opening for Simon and Garfunkel. So I think if you look up Tough Crowd in the dictionary, it'll just say Forest Hills, and that'll cover it. So, okay, so that's it for ghost posters. No, there's one more here, unbilled special bonus track, and that is, I know what you're thinking. I can read your mind. You're saying Pete grabbed the wrong poster. Maybe I did. A flying eyeball? Where's the ghost poster I'm looking for? It's around here somewhere. This must be it. Flying Eyeball, Jimi Hendrix Experience, February 1968 is a ghost poster for somebody, and will you be able to figure out who by the time I reveal it in a few seconds here? Obviously, this is one of the most famous posters in all of poster collecting and rock history. Rick Griffin's artwork, Jimi Hendrix Experience headlining, John Mayall and the Blues Breakers, and Albert King down below the eyeball, and then lots of ticket information. Actually covered 4 concerts, 2 at the Fillmore and 2 at Winterland, but not consecutively. There was 1 at the Fillmore, 2 at Winterland, and then 1 back at the Fillmore. So I wouldn't do this to you. I know what some of you hardcores are thinking. It's a Soft Machine ghost poster, right? Because they also played on these on this bill with these other 3 acts. They just didn't make it to the poster. I wouldn't do that to you. Much as the Soft Machine are cool and of their day, but the Soft Machine played the first 3 dates, and then when it went back to the Fillmore Sunday night, by many accounts, the Soft Machine's drummer had called promoter Bill Graham a fascist. And I imagine a lot of musicians of the day might have thought it, but they knew better than to speak it. Well, maybe this English drummer had a couple of beers in the pub or something, and he said it, and Graham said, "Soft Machine, you're off the bill." So what does he do Sunday night? He calls up his friends and Big Brother, maybe he called Janice herself, I don't know, and said, "Can you guys fill in Sunday night?" "Sure, we'd love to. We love Jimmy as much as anybody. We'd love to go over and play on the bill with him." So that's right, on Sunday night, February 4th, the 4th night of this, Janis Joplin and Big Brother and the Holding Company played, along with Mayall and Albert King. So, can you imagine having been there that Sunday night? It's a school night, you know, work day the next day or whatever, and seeing both Janis and Jimmy together at the old Fillmore. Boy, that's got to be on your, you know, one of your dream go back in time concerts, huh? So, but it was pre-Cheap Thrills, and so there was no Piece of My Heart and stuff like that. It was still Big Brother playing off their first album. Cheap Thrills wouldn't come out for many more months in '68. But there you have it, as spooky as the eyeball itself, ghost posters. And if you know of any other examples, I'd love to hear about them. I mean, I've always sort of had a special fondness for before they were famous stuff, you know, when an artist is really small print or buried under a, you know, medium-level headliner. But here, they're more than buried. They're, well, what is a ghost? Buried and the soul has drifted up into heaven or something. But anyway, ghost posters. If you know of any others, I didn't say Ghostbusters, I said posters. And I'm giddy. Just let me know. This is a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you enjoyed the posters. And we'll see you next time with no ghosts, just real acts on real posters. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.